Messages have senders, games have players, institutions have email, streets have names, galleries have walls, citizens have possessions, universities have admin, paintings have frames, tracks have 808s, artists have networks, most things have marketing, garden hoses have a diameter of 12 millimeters, train stations have no bins, shows have concepts, concepts have frameworks, travelers have experiences, cruises have casualties, water has edges, coups have plotters, WhatsApp has read receipts, credit cards have a thickness of 0.76 millimeters, sport has winners, fashion has icons, weight has losers, music has fans, music has play counts, music has video, video has duration, video has reach, poetry has open mics, sculpture has shapes, sculpture has things, work has impact, walking has benefits, roads have crossings, pipes have capacity, ships have draft, Suezmax class of tankers have 21 meters of draft, credit cards have interest, doors have negative space, dogs have malleable genetics, a 600 milliliter Mount Franklin water bottle has 12.8 grams of pet resin, robots have a lot of work to do to catch up with our expectations, trucks have loads, trips to sea has risks, speakers have cones, shipping containers have a length of 6.56 meters, automation has winners and losers, SoundCloud has play counts, Sydney has low porosity, and Autobahn has lanes 3.75 meters wide, Alaska Projects has reverb, the City of Sydney has real estate, intersections have smashes, cows have iron, computers have processing power, processors have dual-core, a door has standardized dimensions of 762 millimeters x 1981 millimeters, liberalism has problems, communism has problems, difference has value, sameness has value, keyboards have intervals, synthesizers have oscillators, nihilism has its own ethic, trance has build-ups, groups have dynamics, cities have visions, suburbs have gentrification, newspapers have portals, stories have comments, films have credits, seats have voters, parliament has members, pools have lanes, Hong Kong has malls, malls have lighting, row seats have amounts, invoices have ABNs, lifts have levels, car parks have spaces, King's Cross has been cleaned up, rain has acid, NSW has corruption, mindfulness has advocates, meditation has practitioners, oceans have currents, materialism has no material, journals have peers, professors have reps, everyone has a rep, journalists have scoops, Instagram has a code of conduct, Facebook has users, warehouses have cultural cachet, Drake has credibility, Drake has no credibility, bulbs have tungsten, tungsten has a light temperature rating of around 3000 degrees Kelvin, objects have hype, theory has detractors, philosophy has brothers, art has administrators, curators have nous, Aries have volleys, everything else has interns, indoor plants have a calming effect, the earth has access, space exploration has hurdles, Mars has potential, the general intellect is ambivalent, pottery has earthly connotations, Darlinghurst has Euro four-wheel drives, conferences have registration fees, Healthcare has suspect politics, analog distortion has pleasing harmonics, an octave has 12 semitones, a triad has 3 tones, a concerto has a hierarchical labor structure, factories have floor managers, the MPC 1000 has pads, Pro Tools has a manual, a bass drum has weight, air traffic control, awards have sour grapes, Networks have nodes. Don't hate the player, hate the game, don't hate strategy, hate the field, don't hate the discipline, hate the plan, don't hate the department, hate the agency, don't hate the impetus, hate the ethic, don't hate the faith, hate policy, don't hate the plan. Hate the initiative, hate the project, hate the admin, don't hate the organizer, hate the management, don't hate the campaign, hate the staff, don't hate the contractor, hate the customers, don't hate the inventory, hate the supplier, don't hate the merchant, hate the buyer, don't hate the consumer, hate the chosen one, don't hate the digi, hate the follower, don't hate the sheep, hate the influencer, don't hate the cool kid, hate the platform, don't hate the server, hate the user, don't hate the prospect. Hate the dealer, don't hate the dark web, hate the invigilator, don't hate the technician, hate the front desk, don't hate the craft, hate the front of house, don't hate the social practice, hate the back end, don't hate the low-key genius, hate the CMS, don't hate the form, hate the markup language, don't hate the provider, hate the protocol, don't hate the program, hate the TLS handshake, don't hate the cable, hate the cloud, don't hate the drop shadow, hate the facility, don't hate the warehouse, hate the install, don't hate the drill, hate the intern, don't hate the middle class, hate the free labor, don't hate the casual, hate the factory, don't hate the social, hate the general intellect, don't hate the autonomy, hate the innovation, don't hate the new, hate the ruse, don't hate the pretense, hate the reason, don't hate the feeling, hate the alibi, don't hate the excuse, hate the rebound, don't hate the fad, hate the spurn, don't hate the rejection notice, hate the future, don't hate the application, hate the universal, don't hate the generic, hate the steel, don't hate the diamond, hate the chainmail, don't hate the poem, hate the MailChimp, don't hate the spreadsheet, hate the promo, don't hate the word of mouth, hate the promise, don't hate the cooling off period, hate the emerging, don't hate the probation, hate the underground, don't hate the invisible, hate the mid-career, don't hate the mediocre, hate the doyen, don't hate the OG, hate the outsider, don't hate the lost, hate the pundit, don't hate the critic, hate the curator, don't hate the security, hate the punter, don't hate the name, hate the list, don't hate the fraternity, hate the end, don't hate the final countdown, hate the hiatus, don't hate the break, hate the in between, don't hate the sabbatical, hate the term, don't hate the period, hate the opportunity cost, don't hate the timeshare, hate the object, don't hate the object, hate the thing, don't hate the entity, hate the realization, don't hate the epiphany, hate the days, don't hate the ignorance, hate the waking hours, don't hate the subsumption, hate the plural, don't hate the squad, hate the entrepreneur, don't hate the disruption, hate the continuity, don't hate the contiguous, hate the non-binding agreement, don't hate the motion, hate the focus group, don't hate the treatment, hate the placebo, don't hate the malaise, hate the raw vegan, don't hate the disorder, hate the anti-psychiatrist. Australia is the asshole of the world. South is the underdog of hemispheres. Cartography is the genesis of abstraction. Framing is the practice of looking. Seeing is the outside of doing. Acting is the making of pretending. Moving is the pace of distance. Fracking is the joke of energy. Power is the undoing of humility. Modesty is the pretense of mediocrity. Talent is the owning of potential. Imminence is the latency of quality. Quantity is the amount of things. Existence is the consequence of cognition. Consciousness is the unknown of process. Becoming is the boredom of philosophy. Wisdom is the accumulation of events. Happening is the one who leaves. Wood is the immobility of roots. Sex is the exchange of fluids. Solution is the combination of states. Territory is the assimilation of administration. Decision-making is the promise of consistency. Attic is the absence of broadcast. Narrative is the man of continuity. Repetition is the never of simulacra. Simulation is the always of projection. Viewing is the observance of games. Pressure is the anticipation of results. Rejection is the fruition of disinterest. Indifference is the cruelty of agency. Ability is the acknowledgement of control. Surveillance is the redaction of chance. Uncertainty is the corollary of dice. Sportsmanship is the inverse of skullduggery. Triumph is the immolation of solidarity. Temperance is the denial of exceptionalism. Nepotism is the automation of succession. Reigning is the state of purple. Royalty is the semi-permanence of class. Struggle is the formalization of violence. Blood is the signifier of loyalty. Deference is the destroyer of disruption. Rupture is the cessation of hegemony. Ideology is the assumption of reality. Slumber is the absence of evasion. Avoidance is the anticipation of experience. Persistence is the appraisal of fatigue. Exhaustion of the result of production. Authorship is the appearance of vision. Introspection is the reflection of doubt. Paranoia is the liberation of suspicion. Evidence is the harbinger of guilt. Liability is the possibility of mission. Entry is the climax of application. Reticence is the prominence of problems. Probation is the half-life of internment. Release is the stockpiling of years. Revolution is the coming of reckoning. Supposing is the vagueness of inference. Deduction is the clarity of comparison. Ranking is the compiling of impression. Inquiry is the formalization of curiosity. Hermeneutics is the interpretation of texts. Lettering is the structure of sentences. Periodization is the price of history. Enlightenment is the parallel of money. Currency is the cousin of cryptography. Value is the worst of real estate. Property is the bane of existence. Waiting is the nether of arrival. Coming of age is the optimization of transition. With great power comes great responsibility. With great relations comes great politics. With great transversality comes great confusion. With great instability comes great power vacuums. With great voids comes great force. With great gravity comes great speeches. With great oration comes great lies. With great untruths comes great safety. With great facilities comes great complacency. With great apathy comes great stasis. With great monoliths comes great universality. With great grand truths comes great linearity. With great dialectics comes great commentary. With great analysis comes great obfuscation. With great smoke and mirrors comes great dance floors. With great clubs comes great FOMO. With great casual sex comes great complications. With great symptoms comes great diagnosis. With great pathologies comes great self-help. With great fraudulence comes great comfort. With great insulation comes great ignorance. With great intelligence comes great advantage. With great privilege comes great threats. With great defense comes great missiles. With great space elevators comes great tourism. With great destinations comes great disappointment. With great pessimism comes great contingency. With on colleges comes great art residencies. With great stipends comes great leisure time. With great recreation comes great accusations. With great statutory declarations comes great administration. With great evidence comes great questions. With statistics comes great histograms. With great numbers come great proliferation. With great inflation comes great interest. With great debt comes great crises. With great mortgages comes great derivatives. With great investment comes great dividends. With great savings comes great satisfaction. With great market penetration comes great surplus. With great extraction comes great alienation. With great labor comes great value. With great speculation comes great anxiety. With great stress comes great tense. With great tension comes great release. With great exoneration comes great trust. With great independence comes great irrelevance. With great binaries comes great division. With great walls comes great shadow. With great darkness comes great vision. With great zoom comes great distance. With great separation comes great breakups. With great love comes great uncertainty. With great indecision comes great opportunity. With great capitalization comes great accumulation. With great greed comes great bitterness. With great unrest comes great platitudes. With great cliches comes great subliminal messaging. With great enlightened false consciousness comes great dissonance. With great misunderstanding comes great irresolution.